Hello everyone, my name is Sean Sullivan and I'm the Director of Athletics here at Catholic University. And I want to welcome you to the 2020-2021 Senior Student Athlete Celebration. We would certainly like to be getting together in person, perhaps in the great room within the Prisbilla Center, to honor our graduating senior student athletes and to thank each and every one of them for everything they have given this department, of course their respective teams, and broadly the university with the hours of dedication and sacrifice that they've offered as they've represented their teams on the fields of play. But to kick things off, I'd like to ask our president, John Garvey, to say a few words of appreciation for these very same student athletes. President Garvey?
It's a pleasure to address our graduating students and their parents and our athletics department and staff at this virtual athletics banquet. I wish it weren't virtual, but I hope you enjoy the food. Despite the challenges associated with the pandemic, all 25 of our teams played and played safely during the past academic year. That's quite an accomplishment. I think we owe our success to the athletics COVID action team, which we launched last spring to address how we were going to play during a pandemic. It's a problem we hadn't faced before. They worked with other offices on the campus, with the NCAA, with the Landmark Conference, and local health officials. They designed a path to safely participate for more than 700 athletes and 100 coaches and staff. The fall semester consisted just of 4-week team activity blocks for each varsity program to use for team gatherings and practice activities. To comply with NCAA guidelines, we had to establish a COVID testing protocol just for our athletes. We did hundreds of tests every week, fall and spring. Our athletes were the most tested students on the campus. We also created a rapid response plan to care for people who tested positive, with help from the Dean of Students and Housing and Dining and Health Services. This spring, all 25 varsity teams played a condensed league-only schedule with no out-of-conference competition. This worked because all of the conference schools followed the same COVID safety measures. And I'm happy to say that in the 160 different games that we had over the course of the semester, we had to postpone just one due to COVID concerns. 6 of our teams won Landmark Conference championships. In fact, we tied the school record for the most in a single year, one that we set 7 years ago in 2014. Men's swimming won its 5th straight title. Women's swimming won the 2nd. Men's and women's golf, new sports for us, each won their first conference championship ever. Men's lacrosse won its first title since 2016, and women's lacrosse, who are perennial world beaters, won their 12th championship and 7th in a row. And all of these teams, except for swimming, went to the NCAA championships. Women's lacrosse, I'm delighted to say, advanced to the 2nd round. Swimming, unfortunately, was canceled, or we would have done great there. Our various athletes and head coaches won 16 major Landmark Conference awards. 6 of them won Player of the Year. 4 of them won Rookie of the Year, and that bodes well for the future. 1 senior won the Scholar Athlete of the Year, and 5 of our coaches won Coach of the Year awards. I have to give a special mention to one of our athletes. Greg McCarthy won his 4th straight Conference Swimmer of the Year award in 2021. He's the first swimmer in the history of the conference to do this, and just the 2nd Landmark Conference athlete in any sport to win 4 consecutive Player of the Year awards. To give you an idea of how good he is, he was an all-Landmark Conference selection 22 times in 8 different events. 6 of our teams finished their 2021 regular season undefeated. Football, men's soccer, men's and women's swimming, and men's and women's lacrosse. These successes are all the more remarkable when you consider that we played the season under 5 new head coaches. We had new head coaches in women's soccer, Casey Summers, in field hockey, Rachel Palumbo, in volleyball, Heather Stout, and Tyler Ziegler was a new coach in men's and women's swimming and diving, and John Sachs was a new head coach in men's lacrosse. These 5 head coaches together won 3 conference championships, an NCAA tournament berth, and had a combined record of 17 wins, 6 losses, and 1 tie. So we've done a great job of hiring new coaches. Because our student athletes are students first, I'd like to say a word about their academic accomplishments. Taken as a group, the combined average for all of our athletes was 3.4. All 25 of our teams had a grade point average of at least 3.0. For men, the leader was cross country with a 3.5. Women's golf was the best of all at 3.8. 2 of our students, Christine Ciola in volleyball and Zach Tucker in football, won awards at Research Day. Our students also, I'm happy to say, work to make Catholic University a better place for everyone. In April, athletics unveiled Cards United, a department-wide diversity initiative. The committee is made up of athletes, staff members, and officials from across campus charged with exploring and engaging in meaningful dialogue related to creating a more welcoming community. Finally, 2 women's lacrosse players, Holly Regan and Kelsey Martin, were named award winners at the Cardinal Leadership Celebration for their exceptional leadership and service to the university. Thanks to both of you. And before I end, I'd like to thank our athletics department staff who provided the legwork, the decision-making, and the supervision to allow all 25 of our teams to participate in some capacity this year. It was really well done. I want to thank everyone who's attending this virtual event for all you've contributed to the university, either through your commitment to your team, through your outstanding effort on the field, the court, or in the swimming pool, or through your support for your Cardinal student athlete. We know what a challenge the last year has been, but we're here to give thanks for all you've done over the last 4 years. Thank you, and congratulations, and God bless you.
Thank you very much, President Garvey. We deeply appreciate your constant support of our department and, most importantly, our student athletes. It's felt every day. Thank you for your comments. So when I think back as athletic director on what the 2020-2021 school year involved, specifically in athletics, I just continue to shake my head at how challenging a year it was for all of us. Of course, we have what students needed to contend with their academics, and of course at home, and how to manage being here, how to stay connected to their families. Some were even still at home. There were just so many variables that our students, our staff, and faculty had to manage and juggle each and every day. And to think that as a department, we were able to create opportunities really out of thin air in designing ways to operate that were changing and new each and every day, but opportunities for all 25 varsity teams representing some 700 student athletes and 100 or more staff members. But these opportunities for everyone to have active and worthwhile participation in the middle of a pandemic, making things up, devising plans as truly we went along. And at the end of it all, when we're able to look back and we realize just how much we accomplished on the field in winning 6 championships and sending those 6 different teams to the NCAA tournament, and our student athletes and coaches being honored with 16 different major conference awards. And the fact that we did this bringing in 5 new head coaches who started their Catholic careers, again, in the middle of a pandemic. And those 5 head coaches combined for 17 wins against just 6 losses. When I think about how everyone in the department, from student athlete number 1 to the final staff member, how everyone worked toward the betterment of the whole. Our student athletes had to be accepting of and learn to appreciate and embrace approaching their sport very, very differently. Activities that they had been playing their entire life had to be redesigned and approached in a completely different format, and they needed to be okay with that, and they were. Our coaches, who had worked their entire career in terms of this is how we put a productive and successful team together. this is what we do each and every day, again, had to redesign how they would approach leadership and instruction and gathering and interaction with their team. And they did that with tremendous patience and calm. I had to think about the overall sacrifice that everyone, from our first student athlete to our last staff member, the sacrifice, the dedication that they had to show in order to build something fantastic that was going to enable us to be competitive on game days. I think about that sacrifice and that willingness to do what was necessary in order to keep moving forward and to do so in a way in which everyone was healthy. And lastly, I come back to this constant thought of the essence of teamwork. We were all going to do something that wasn't necessarily comfortable, but we were going to be willing to make sacrifices, to come together as one larger Catholic Cardinal team with the idea of we're going to support each other, we're going to be able to participate, have these activities, and we're going to excel at what it is we do. And you take one step back further with the championships that we've won and the fact that we were able to keep everyone healthy throughout the entire school year. I am just blown away with appreciation and sincere thanks to all of our student athletes, our coaches, and our staff members. Think about what we accomplished this year. Truly remarkable. I cannot thank everyone enough, and I'm tremendously proud to have played a very small part in all of the success that we've had. Yone Dowd came to Catholic University after receiving her bachelor's degree in physical education from Southern Connecticut University in 1961. She developed the physical education program here at CUA, ran intramurals for women, and as the need for women's athletics grew, served as the faculty mentor and very first head coach for almost every women's sports team here at the university, as they were forming primarily throughout the 1970s. She rose in the ranks to become not only assistant athletic director and senior women's administrator, but also the NCAA representative while continuing her head coaching duties with the women's tennis team for 34 years. She coached all three of her daughters, and her teams garnered rankings as high as 23rd in the country. She retired in 2009, but continues to support Catholic athletics events, and specifically her daughter Dana, who coaches women's tennis here at Catholic. Mrs. Dowd stated, "I feel that sports help foster a combination of maturity, dedication, and hard work. They teach you about life. And the athletic program here at Catholic University is a great contributor to the overall development of a person. The opportunities of competition and lifelong friendships are something to be valued for a lifetime." Therefore, the Yone Dowd Student Athlete Role Model Award is given annually to both a male and female student athlete who exude graciousness in victory, humility in defeat, and rallies their peers to consistently compete at a high level in athletics and beyond. This year's nominees have led their respective teams in many different ways, but continually proved themselves to be exemplary student athletes on and off the playing field. We will begin with the female nominees for this award. Therefore, the nominees for the Yone Dowd Student Athlete Role Model Award are Bridget Beck, lacrosse; Bridget Buckley, soccer; Kelly Canselmo, field hockey; Giselle Diaz, softball; Kayla Rufo, swimming and diving; and the winner of the Yone Dowd Role Model Award, Giselle Diaz, softball. A 4-year starter for our softball team, playing the highly demanding position of shortstop, Giselle very quietly became not only a well-known presence throughout the Dufour Center, but also a fixture in departmental efforts to create a positive and forward-moving momentum for all Cardinal student athletes. In 2020, she was selected as just one of 40 D3 student athletes from across the country chosen to participate in the NCAA Division III Student Athlete Immersion Program. This intensive will prepare Giselle as she explores future career possibilities in intercollegiate athletics. A multi-year member of the University Honor Roll, Giselle has been a trusted equal to not only her softball teammates, but to her fellow student athletes from across the entire department. A consistent advocate for the betterment of the experiences of our female student athletes in particular, Giselle also was one of the creators of our new Student Ambassador Program, which will provide peer-to-peer support for student athletes as they face the unique daily challenges that only fellow student athletes might understand. Additionally, she has made a significant contribution to the well-being of all Cardinals, being one of the founders of Cards United, a departmental initiative aimed at creating a more diverse and welcoming environment for all members within our athletics community. Giselle has been an important voice in helping school officials understand the challenges and needs associated with the experiences of students of color. She has been compassionate and strategic in helping those school officials develop ways in which we can create a more accepting community for all. Simply stated by her head softball coach, Bruce McConkey, I was fortunate enough to have been mentored by Yone Dowd herself for many years, and no other student athlete I have ever had the privilege of coaching has ever more perfectly embodied the values and thoughtful dedication to others as Giselle has. She is most deserving of this award. Therefore, our 2021 Yone Dowd Role Model Award winner is Giselle Diaz. Congratulations, Giselle. And the male nominees for the Yone Dowd Student Athlete Role Model Award are Brady Berger, football; Billy Duke, baseball; Chris Grumbach, swimming and diving; Dom Mazzeo, tennis; and Matthew Toppy, rowing. And this year's winner of the Yone Dowd Role Model Award is Brady Berger, football. There are certain positions in sports where leadership is a prerequisite. One can succeed or fail based on whether or not they choose to embrace the spotlight and how they perform when everyone expects them to lead the way. Brady Berger found himself thrust into this position, that of starting quarterback, as a freshman in the fall of 2017. This moment grew steadily into a level of influence, not only throughout the football program on a daily basis, but a leadership presence that has been felt throughout the entire department for 4 years. He has been critical to the further establishment of a productive and selfless culture within our single largest varsity program. Brady, a team captain, was not only named to the National Football Foundation Honor Society, but also to both the NUMAC Academic All-Conference team and University Dean's List multiple times throughout his Cardinal career. As a sophomore, he was named the recipient of the university's Martha Comiskey Memorial Award, presented to a student in recognition of a high level of dedication to institutional activities and an ability and willingness to motivate his or her fellow students, and an unwavering commitment to university goals. As a junior, Brady was asked to represent Catholic University at the Apple Institute, a leading national substance misuse prevention and health promotion conference for student athletes and athletic department members. Brady was also a consistent contributor to our Student Athlete Advisory Committee and the Choose Cards First Leadership Program, which is a partnership between athletics and the Office of the Dean of Students. Brady also raised money for the DC chapter of Special Olympics, participating in multiple polar plunge events and, of course, our very own Brookland Field Day. Brady also mentored a number of local children at Beacon House right here in the local neighborhood and was frequently tapped to represent the Bush School of Business in a number of their promotional efforts. As head football coach Mike Gutelius said, in a culture that often sways people to say, "What's in it for me?" Brady swam upstream. The first question he always asks is, "How can I help?" COVID-19 derailed the careers of our fall sports athletes, and Brady, like many others, lost his senior season. However, he continued to lead his team throughout a truncated spring season by continuing to be the first on the field for practice and the last one to leave Dufour each day. Because of all of this, congratulations. Our next major honor is the Outstanding Senior Student Athlete Award, and it is presented to both the male and female athlete who has made a significant contribution to their respective programs. Among the nominees are CUA record holders, NCAA championship tournament participants, and major conference award winners. Each has played a significant role in their team's success over the past 4 years. We'll begin with the female nominees. And the nominees for the Outstanding Senior Student Athlete Award are Michaela Zahn, softball; Patricia Martinez, volleyball; Maggie Marcones, soccer; and Megan Shallow, field hockey. And the Outstanding Senior Student Athlete Award goes to softball's Michaela Zahn. Many say that one of the most difficult things to do in sports is to hit a round ball with a round bat. Yet our softball program's Michaela Zahn did that better than just about everyone in the Landmark Conference throughout 2021. A standout since she first arrived on campus in 2017, Michaela dominated the league at the plate as a senior. Who plays in every game yet hits over 500? Michaela does at .507 this season. That .507 batting average led the league in 2021, and she finished within the conference's top 10 in 6 different offensive categories, and perhaps just as impressively, in 81 plate appearances this season, Michaela never once struck out. And as the team's leadoff hitter in 16 of the squad's 22 games, Michaela led the game off with a hit, setting the table for the rest of the team to take advantage of and follow. Not to be outdone, Michaela was also a dominant defensive performer, aggressively playing center field for the Cardinals and doing so flawlessly. Committing not one error in 22 games, she again led the league in a statistical category, this time in fielding percentage. Because of these exploits, Michaela was voted first team all-conference this spring, the second first team all-league selection of her career. Her success this season resulted in her second National Fast Pitch Coaches Association All-Region honor. While she earned second team honors this year, Michaela received third team honors as a freshman. In her 4-year playing career, including the COVID-shortened seasons of 2020 and 2021, Michaela's Cardinal teams won 58 games, making the conference tournament in each of the 3 seasons in which the postseason event was played. According to head softball coach Bruce McConkey, Michaela was always a supportive teammate, someone who led by example. She earned the respect of her peers with a tireless work ethic, commitment to her academic responsibilities, and constant dedication to her training and the team as a whole. Michaela is, without question, one of the most gifted and impactful student athletes I've had the pleasure of coaching in my 19-year career at Catholic. Therefore, congratulations, Michaela. You are our 2021 Senior Female Student Athlete Award winner. And our male nominees for the Outstanding Senior Student Athlete Award are Ben Alexander, soccer, Matt Mahan, swimming and diving, and Ty Watson, baseball. And the Outstanding Student Athlete Award goes to Ben Alexander, soccer. When opponents would prepare to play our men's soccer team, one phrase, often muttered by opposing coaches, would be, what are we going to do about Alexander? Or how do we stop number 23? Not only was he twice voted first team all-conference, he was also honored by the league's coaches as its Offensive Player of the Year in 2019 after scoring a league-leading 17 goals. The Cardinals became just the first team in landmark history to complete a league season undefeated en route to a conference championship and automatic bid to the NCAA tournament, games in which Catholic was selected to host on Carlini Field. That was a soccer first for our university. That 2019 squad was ranked as high as 10th in the country. Because of his ability to create opportunities at goal and to make the most of them time and time again, Ben Alexander was twice named an all-region performer by the United Soccer Coaches Association, including a first-team selection in 2019. Taken one step further, Ben was also named first-team All-American that year. Out of the thousands of Division III men's soccer players from across the entire country in 2019, Ben was thought of as one of the very best 15 in the nation. According to head soccer coach Travis Beecham, despite every reason to be laser focused on his goal-scoring production, Ben was always more concerned with how to help get the best from everyone around him. Coach said, Benny has always been that one player to get the entire roster on the same page at the same time, get them going in one primary direction. Yet during his exit interview, Coach Beecham relayed how, when asked, what could the team have done differently, rather than focusing on who they should have beaten or should they have gone further in a particular tournament, according to Coach, Ben replied, we should have had more of a presence with the kids within our community. Because of these accolades and the impact Ben has had on our men's soccer program, congratulations on being named our 2021 Senior Male Student Athlete Award recipient. Our final two awards are the Donley and Harris Cups, the department's highest honors. And we'll begin with the Donley Cup, and it is presented annually to a female student athlete regarded as an outstanding leader, athlete, and scholar who has made a considerable contribution not only to this department, but our university as a whole. So again, to begin with the Donley Cup, our nominees are Caroline Beal, swimming and diving, Christina Ciola, volleyball, Hallie Green, soccer, Anna Maupin, lacrosse, and Jess Waite, field hockey. And the winner of the 2020-21 Donley Cup is Anna Maupin, lacrosse. Whenever a team succeeds at an extremely high level, and especially when it does so over an extended period of time, sometimes one has to look a little deeper and beyond the front page excitement to reveal all the smaller reasons behind such stellar accomplishments. In a career cut short due to COVID, Anna Maupin served as perhaps that bolt of electricity in the midfield for a Cardinal women's lacrosse program that won 3 straight league titles, advanced to the NCAA tournament in each of those years, and did not lose a single landmark conference contest at any time she was a member of the squad. In each of the 3 full years Anna played for Catholic University, her lacrosse teams were ranked anywhere from 14th in 2018 to 6th in the country in 2021. Anna played as demanding a position as there is in lacrosse, having to transition from offense to defense and then back again at a moment's notice. She excelled at both ends of the field, using her exceptional double-take-inducing athleticism. While she scored an impressive 93 goals and well over 100 points throughout her playing career, she frequently did the little things that makes a successful team go, including winning draw controls or causing turnovers, which she did 31 times. She could win control of the ball in any number of ways. She could score the goal herself. A number of these goals this past spring caught the attention of landmark coaches who voted her first team all-conference. But while Anna impressed on the field, she was just as remarkable off of it, carrying all the responsibility associated with the daunting double major of architecture and civil engineering. Anna earned numerous academic honors en route to a 3.86 GPA. A 4-time member of the Dean's List, she was also the recipient of the Baron P. Deuce Braswell Memorial and American Society of Civil Engineers NCS scholarships. Additionally, Anna earned entrance to the Tau Sigma Delta Architecture Honor Society, the Tau Beta Pi Engineering Honor Society, and was named the recipient of the School of Architecture's Integrated Building Design Studio Overall Project Excellence Award. Anna also chose to spend her time giving back to her community as a frequent contributor to team service projects. As her head coach, Megan McDonough, states, Anna embodies the meaning of student-athlete. She excels on the field and in the classroom, and has consistently set the standard for not only her classmates within our lacrosse program, but throughout the entire team as a whole. Professors have actually asked her to take their class just because she is such a fantastic addition to any academic setting. Anna is, without question, one of, if not the, very best example of a student athlete we have here at Catholic University. Therefore, congrats, Anna, on being named the 2021 Donnelly Cup winner. And as a reminder, the Harris Cup is presented annually to the male student athlete regarded as an outstanding leader, athlete, scholar who has made a significant contribution not only to their team and department, but our campus community as a whole. And the nominees are Frankie Fortunati, tennis; Joseph Galassi, track and field; Evan Markley, lacrosse; Gregory McCarthy, swimming and diving; and Brendan Webster, football. And the Harris Cup winner for 2020-21 is swimming's Greg McCarthy. In the 14 years the Landmark Conference has been competing, 286 student athletes from 9 different institutions have been named League Player of the Year. And in that 14-year competitive history, just 2 student athletes have been named Conference Player of the Year in each of their 4 seasons of competition. Our very own Cardinal swimmer, Greg McCarthy, is one of those 2. His list of swimming accomplishments is truly remarkable. Greg is a 21-time conference champion. He is the only swimmer in landmark history, male or female, to finish their career a perfect 12 for 12 in individual championship races. Simply put, when there was an individual championship on the line, it did not matter who was in one of the lanes next to Greg. He was simply faster than them all. But Greg was also amazingly versatile, swimming in a variety of different events and a variety of different strokes, and contributing to 9 different league relay titles as well. He is a 22-time all-landmark conference selection with, yet again, 21 first-team nods. As a freshman in 2018, Greg was named Conference Rookie of the Year as he qualified for the NCAA Swimming and Diving Championships. As a sophomore, Greg, an electrical engineering major with a 3.78 GPA, earned Scholar All-American honors from the College Swim Coaches Association of America. He is a multi-year landmark conference winter academic honor roll selection for his work in the classroom. And throughout his career in the pool, Greg became the school record holder in 4 different events: the 200 fly, the 200 individual medley, the 400 individual medley, the 800 free relay, and the 400 medley relay. Despite this individual and relay event success, perhaps what is most impressive about Greg's swimming career is how his arrival helped first maintain and then advance the single most dominant swim team result in landmark history: 4 straight team titles for the Cardinal men's team with Greg in the pool, and now 5 in a row for the program overall. While there was certainly a great deal of expectation placed upon Greg and his teammates to always show up on race day, and in particular on championship meet day, Greg consistently led the way, winning just about every event he was entered in, making it clear to all comers that the team championship was not up for grabs. Greg also gave back to his community by contributing to team efforts at the Mother Teresa Day of Service, Capital Food Bank, Anacostia Cleanup Project, the MLK Jr. Day of Service, and by doing food runs for local homeless shelters. His head coach, Tyler Ziegler, states succinctly and correctly when he says, Greg McCarthy will graduate as the most decorated swimmer in landmark conference history. Therefore, congratulations, Craig, on being the recipient of the 2021 Harris Cup. And now we get to another very special part of this program, our student-athlete remarks. Each year, a student-athlete is chosen by departmental officials to say a few words to perhaps summarize what this 4-year experience you have all shared is all about. And today we have asked a tremendous young woman to do just that. Ladies and gentlemen, your student-athlete speaker, our Yone Dowd Role Model Award winner, and a member of our softball team, Giselle Diaz.
Good evening. My name is Giselle Diaz, a proud member of the Catholic softball team, and I'm honored to be speaking in front of not only administrators, faculty, staff, and coaches, but our wonderful community of athletes and their families. I'll use the term community of athletes because that's what we are here. It's really special to play at a place where you not only know the starter, but you also know the last person off the bench and know how hard they've worked to get to that point. We are each other's biggest fans here at Catholic. Even in a year without spectators, the various teams that would walk around the facility while basketball played or while the swimmers won yet another championship showed that we always found a way to support each other. This past spring, it seemed that everyone on their way to practice would stop, watch, and cheer when they could, because let's face it, we all needed it. Catholic University Athletics is a unique place where not only we play, but many of us work and create relationships with coaches that are not even our own. The term DUFRAT is thrown around with such admiration that it has become a staple in campus vocabulary. The sense of community goes far beyond the doof walls and onto each sports field, where it's a common occurrence that if we're not playing, we're working each other's games. I spent my Saturdays going from practice to being a ball girl at soccer games, and I wouldn't want it any other way, especially on Landmark Championship Saturday. We polar plunged, cleaned riverbanks, and fed the homeless, all while committing to be the best version of ourselves when we stepped onto the field. Community service isn't just a requirement here, it's part of our culture. Groups like Nationals Youth Academy, Girls in Action, and our dear friends at Special Olympics are all part of our extended Cardinal family. The class of 2021 was faced with challenges that no class before us had to endure. A renewed call to social justice that made us think more nationally than locally, the life-altering challenges caused by a global pandemic that changed the way we went about everyday life, and overall, the everyday challenges of growing up. And while I do not want to dwell on these overwhelming challenges this past year in particular, I find such comfort in the fact that we have won 6 championships and played our best when the circumstances were often at their worst. Without fans and in masks, we persevered and were the best department in the Landmark. During our 4 years, we have not only welcomed new coaches, but 2 new sports. And I'm proud to say, in only their 3rd season, both men's and women's golf claimed their first of what proved to be many Landmark championships. We witnessed history as swimming became the first program to win both the men's and women's championships, and they did again this past year. From hosting NCAAs to the countless Landmark playoff games, the Dufour Center and surrounding fields are home to champions. From highlight videos to social media takeovers to even setting up events, Cardinal athletes truly appreciate the little details that go into every game, practice, and event. Our support staff elevates us to the level we hope to always compete, and in turn, we have learned to take this approach in our next steps in life. If you do what you love, you never work a day in your life, even if that means long hours and weekends. Put in the time and effort, and you'll reap the benefits of that labor of love. To our coaches, who have guided us throughout our time here, thank you for pushing us beyond our limits. To the athletic department, for the unconditional support over the last 4 years. And lastly, to our parents, who are unwavering support, even in a year where they could not be in the stands. We would not be where we are today without them. Their sacrifices and time spent shuttling us from field to field these last 18 years is something we hope to share with our children one day. If this past year has taught us anything, it's taught us how to be resilient, creative, and never lose the drive that got us to this place 4 years ago. I know that the class of 2021 is better prepared for what lies ahead than any class before. And while the scoreboard might not always show it all the time, as graduates from Catholic University, we know we've won. Thank you.